Hello, and welcome back to our continuing Settlement Survival How To Let's Play series. I'm Larry, and we're on episode 61. And as expected, we did reduce some of our population, but only by 60, so that's not too bad. And so let's get into this. And from the previous episode, I was in serious trouble when it came into the food production. I mean, it just absolutely nosedived. And yes, water was a big part of it. And once I added more water and improved some of the pathing, as you can see, the food shot right back up. But I have been keeping a lot of watch of what's going on in these fields. So we now have another modification to the market. Because after watching the game mechanics more and more, I started to realize there's actually a true hierarchy in how things are handled. So this is the new and improved marketplace. Now, as you can see, not much has changed in the middle of it. I'm fully packed. And the funny thing is, trying to get people to move over here is like pulling teeth, but it's okay. I'll get them moved. Brought in more water, and then, of course, did a little bit of terraforming and brought in my lobsters, which is a good thing. Now, just so you know, if you go over to, and let's look at the food here, I have set up the market to produce the feast, the delicacy. It should show let me do it this way. This will actually be much easier. Let's go over and find a gourmet shop, and right here I am not worried about the picnic because it's just more filling. I really don't want that. And so in here we have several delicacies which relieve stress. One's rack of lamb, so I will be bringing in sheep. One's lobster. Then the other one's steak, and then turkey. All of these relieve stress. And by going with all the different ones, like right here, the lamb it's going to wind up giving me wool, which I can use in other areas. Bringing in lobster also brings in blubber and seal fur. So that's a good thing. With steak, that's cattle. That's going to give me leather. And then, of course, turkeys just give poop. So that's no big deal. Now, our fat production, I will be using buffalo. And so that we should be set up for everything after that. So, but what I was talking about is hierarchy. If you really think about it, agriculture, we're stuck with temperatures. So with this, they need to be the closest to the housing possible. So that's how I've set this up. This first band is basically fields, except for this northern area. And I'll be able to produce enough food just off this one city alone to be able to fulfill the needs of 2 other settlements. But I'm going to be redundant. And right now, am I overproducing? Yes, that's the plan. By taking up the extra space in this, once we have all the markets completely redone and established, then I'm going to be able to set borders and all that other fun stuff and just dial everything in. So That's the grand scheme of this. And then animals are second tier, because if you really think about it, your people, you can have your 3 people here, but they're not really dependent on climate, just basically the speed of the animal breeding. So that made sense to use this as the second tier. And then the third tier is going to be manufacturing. Now, is there a good chance I'm going to over exceed the population here? Yes. But I'm going to worry about that later, because that's going to be the dialing in process. Because right now, I think I'll be okay as far as how many people can live here versus job availability. But again, that's a tweak that I can make down the road. Right now, what I want to do is get everything set up in place and then watch the numbers. And it's going to tell me real fast, just by production, of have I overexceeded the population here of people compared to jobs. So when you're doing your city planning, think of it that way. Now, did I count every villa that's in here, and the nursing home and the luxury boarding house? No. I know that would tell me the number, but I like surprises. So I'm going to go ahead and do it blindly, because why not? I love building. I love designing stuff. So, hey, why address a factor that you absolutely need to know? So, yeah, I like playing with hot potatoes. So, yeah, you may not want to follow that footstep, and you may want to count the availabilities of all the jobs before you implement this little strategy. But, it is what it is. I like playing around this way. I like having fun. And yeah. Now, I've been checking literally hourly to see if the new update has hit, and it has not, because that itself is going to change the design concept of the storage yards. But here, having the animals, then the next area is going to be processing their meat and growing fodder. Over here, I might do more agriculture for the bakery side of things, because right now I don't even know if I'm going to keep all these pharmacies here, because I may only need to keep 2 or 3, to where I might want to bring in the bakeries. So, and if I bring in 4 bakeries, then that means I'm going to have all 8 of the top tier foods that relieve stress for this market. And that should be able to start offsetting all the rough food that they eat. And in fact, I might be able to actually exceed the rough food that they eat. And that's the whole idea of the game, is you want to get them off the rough food, and you want to get them into the higher end food. But the great thing is if I'm overproducing for what these can handle, I can take that overproduction, since it's simple food, and release it to them. So then they'll have an option of eating simple food and the delicacies in the feasts. And more than likely, that is going to completely eliminate the need for rough food. Now, unfortunately, simple food is just more filling, and you don't really get any decent buffs out of it. But the more filling means they're going to eat less. And that should also take a lot of stress off of the high-end food. You see where I'm going with it? So I think I'm on the right track here. But I do know from watching the game mechanics and watching how people path and all that, going up with this 3-tier manufacturing should resolve a lot of my issues. At least I know right off the bat my food issues are going to go away. So since I'm going to incorporate that in every one of these markets, it's no big deal. And, when you have industries like this, which aren't critical, I mean, yeah, you need them, but they're not super bad where, you have to be absolutely efficient as possible. We have a lot of leeway here compared to your food production. So, yeah, I wanted to keep this video short and just show you what I'm doing, give you an update. And so, we're just waiting on this whole Christmas patch. Today's Monday. Today's the 20th? So is it going to hit the 21st, the 22nd? I'm really excited for it, and hopefully all of you are too. So I'm going to go ahead and head out, and I'm going to do some more building. And I know I've promised that I would do some ghosts and then we could build this thing together. But right now I want to get one dialed in, so then we can ghost build a complete settlement. And the one settlement that we're absolutely going to ghost build is, where's it at? Right here. We will ghost build this settlement together. And I think it should be a lot of fun. And that episode won't take too long. It might take 2 episodes, but I have the production for all the upgrades for all of this. I'm not hurting in the least there. So yeah, I'm definitely overproducing in those areas, but that's so I can hammer all this stuff out. So, if you like what I said, of course, hit like. And yeah, the channel is growing with followers, which is freaking awesome. And so I will talk to you later, and I'm going to have a good day. You have a good day. And hopefully your holidays aren't stressing you out. And if they are, just watch the whole length of previous videos and get your mind off it. So I will talk to you all hopefully tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow we can celebrate that there's a new patch. So take it easy.